If you want a nation to have space exploration ambitions, you've got to send humans. Neil deGrasse Tyson. In the spirit of that statement, humans were eventually sent, but not in the traditional manner. Long-term space travel proved too great of a challenge for human physiology. So after great debate, the decision was to completely abandon the human form, if only for the duration of the trip. Shown here is an exploration pod. It contains a rover for collecting chemical and genetic samples, which it does for a period of several days before returning to the pod. Upon its return, the samples are processed and analyzed. It is then that the main purpose of the pod begins. Utilizing a humanoid bioblank, the pod creates the body of a creature engineered to survive on that world. Upon its completion, the pilot's consciousness is then downloaded into the creature, and the pilot then goes about a more detailed exploration. After all, what better protection from the elements is there than your own skin? At present, neither pilot has been bioprinted. Those who do choose to be bioprinted, however, receive double the payment upon their return. The creation of this creature has been made optional due to the psychological effects that it has on some of the pilots. There have been instances of drowning and jumping off buildings, as those people mistakenly forget that they don't have the necessary appendages to breathe underwater or fly. Our first stop was the blue planet, which we have designated as Akka. The blue color bumped the priority of this planet up, as it was believed by many to have liquid water, though this proved false. The surface appears to be geometric in design, as if the whole planet is built out of tightly packed columns of black rock, radiating from its core. One of the more interesting life forms on the planet seems to function similar to a suction cup. The Tetsu, as it has been dubbed, is a perfectly clear blue organism. All attempts at discerning a neural center or vascular system by the rover have failed. As far as we can tell, it is a large biomass of cells flopping onto and digesting whatever has the misfortune to be in the target zone. Another life form is the Itami. The rover has collected samples of it, and the green spike in the middle appears to be coated in a sedative. Though not directly observed, the remains of several Tetsus have been seen with large circular holes in them. The theory at present is that when a Tetsu lands on an Itami, impaling itself on the green tip, the Itami then burns a hole in the Tetsu and begins digesting it. Surprisingly enough, though Akka and its prospect of water was what got us to send probes out in the first place, Ao, though just as arid, is shaping up to be a better candidate for human colonization. The planet's surface appears to be desert-like. Though rough in texture, the surface is actually quite brittle. Though it appears flat, the rover often had trouble on this world, as the brittle topsoil can go from being less than a centimeter to over 2 meters in depth. The Ishi appear to be this world's most prolific life form. Samples taken from these creatures have revealed that the red substance inside their bodies functions as a cardiovascular tissue and neural transceivers. Though at present we are at a loss as to how they fly. An interesting note is that they don't eat as adults. As they float around, they collect matter, then deposit it into a birthing chamber to feed their young. The closest analogy to the Megami is that of the elephant. The Megami is huge. It rolls around the planet's surface, consuming everything in its path. The orb in the middle is the brain of the organism. The large clear shapes sticking out on each side help it maintain balance on the planet's deceptive surface. While large and seemingly impervious to damage, we have seen several remains of them, apparently having lost their equilibrium and starved to death. The Kami is a puzzle to our researchers. Due to its dark back, it is believed by some that it originated on Akka, where it has since gone extinct. The organism moves in a manner similar to slugs or snails, by extending its head and dragging its body behind it. The underside of the organism consists of 3 distinct areas. The head is where it tastes what it is crawling over, the neck is where it breaks down its food, and the main body is where it absorbs the nutrients. Both worlds have many things in common. Chiefly the Shi, which transport matter from one world to the other. This transition of matter maintains an ecological equilibrium between the worlds, as waste from one world is utilized as food for the other. The Shi travel along the Kabe, which our scientists have determined is not a natural phenomenon. We have discovered structures on Akka that were built by a civilization that appears to have either died or taken off for other worlds. The plant life is similar as well. Comparative analysis showed a 2% difference in their genetic structures, which between 2 different planets is unheard of. We have classified them as Iwa for Akka and Kasai for O. Continuing exploration of these worlds, will be happening for the next few weeks before the pods are scheduled to begin their return trip. The financial incentive to get the pilots to explore the worlds has been given, but no one is holding their breath. Thank you.